Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is. That straight kingdom talk, baby. You know how I'ma do it. Right. And I ain't going nowhere. 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 So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Watch me hit him with this 1-2 knockout KO. This time it's all or nothing, and I ain't playing around. They tried to overlook me cause I wasn't in the in crowd. Well, I'm back at it, so you know it's going down. And I'm all up in their face, so they gotta see me now with that raw lunch. Yo, what is good, everybody? How y'all doing? Before I even do our intros, before I even say my regular routine, before I even get into it, I want to say happy early Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Because that's the most important thing, you know? So let me get that out. Happy Mother's Day to all the
Absolutely.
mothers out there. Now, after saying that, what's going on, everybody? I am Tony Clapper, aka Mr. 5-Star, the Clapback Kid, the Chat 'em Up Champion, and as always, I'm joined with the phenomenal one, Fee. How you doing, 1PE?
I'm doing all right, Tony. How you doing? Happy Friday, everybody. So happy to
Yeah,
be here. You know, it's a beautiful day. I'm so excited for the conversation. So we here. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And of course, we got another great, co-host today. He's down here. He's Mr. Fishy himself. How you doing, Uncle Fishy?
everybody's crazy ass Uncle Fish.
I'm a little slow, I'm a little sore, but I am here. I went on what Katie draws with Katie and Sarah the other day just to
Nice.
try out, like, see, like, how is it talking after the getting the tooth cut out and everything. And I was like, oh, this is okay, this is fine, I'm having fun. We sat there and talked for 2 hours. I really regretted that afterwards. My jaw's been all swollen since. I
Oh,
Man,
totally
sorry to
overdid it
hear that.
without realizing. I was having a good time.
you just
Sorry
had
to
me
hear
with how
that.
you said it. Got my tooth cut out, and I said,
Yeah.
oh, oh, oh.
Sorry.
Then you said you talked on top of it for 2 hours. I said, oh, oh, Uncle Fishy.
Unfortunately, we are missing our brother Ryan.
Mhm.
He took a sick day. That's fine.
Yes.
We get it. We all have those.
Get well.
We're not the Fantastic Four right now, but we are the Fantastic Three. We're gonna hold it down for our buddy Ryan and hope that he gets better. Now, on to business. Because today, on this glorious Friday, this glorious 5-Star Friday, we're talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, the Guardians. They're
That's
out there
right.
guarding the galaxy.
That's
Mhm.
There's
right.
there's a galaxy, and they guard that galaxy,
The whole thing.
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
So it's very big space,
Hmm.
but they guard it.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
where they get their
Don't
name.
make me laugh.
Not to be
Oh, you really
confused,
came in for it.
not to be confused on why they got their name. That's why.
Because they were
So
out there doing it.
yeah,
They used to just be a bunch of dudes, but they were guarding the galaxy, and eventually,
yeah,
like, they just became known because that's what they do.
yeah. There was like separate, but then they came together and they're guarding. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, they've been around for a long time, but sometimes the MCU does this magical thing. What's that magical thing, you may ask?
Go for it.
There's characters like Iron Man, you know that guy. You see Iron Man, you know who he is. There's Spider-Man, you see that guy, you know who he is. Captain America, you see that guy, you know who he is. We are going to talk about the new movie, Javon, but we're not doing any spoilers.
Spoilers.
We're just talking about Guardians of the Galaxy in general.
Yeah.
We will tell you what we thought about the movie, though, without spoilers. So, please, no spoilers. Let me start off by saying that. No spoilers for the new movie.
Spoilers in the comments.
Please, please,
Let's be
please.
nice because some
Let's be
people haven't
nice.
got a chance to see it yet.
So the MCU sometimes they like to take these properties and they make them blow up, and then all of a sudden people are Guardians of the Galaxy fans, and there's
They
all
didn't
these
even know they existed
didn't even know
before.
they existed, right?
It just happened, just
It
like
just
the name
happened.
itself.
Exactly. It just happened. Oh, you haven't seen it yet, Javon? So I am surprised by that.
I am shocked.
Me too. So look, they debuted a long time ago, and they look completely different than what they do now. Guardians of the Galaxy have been fish
Blow
me
up.
or somebody who can pull up Google. When did the Guardians debut? I should have had that information. I didn't. I've been slacking, so I'm calling on the team right now. We are the Guardians of Friday. But yeah, but there is the movie
Guardians of the
version.
Galaxy come out August 1st, 2014.
No, that's got to be the movie. That's not
That's
when
the
they
movie.
first came out.
Oh, you said okay. I'm sorry, I
Sorry.
misheard
No,
your
you're good. The
question.
movie, yeah.
Which one?
The original, Javon. The original Guardians of the Galaxy.
The comic book.
Comic
Okay.
book. But yes, the movie 2014. Yes. The original version, the one that didn't have old Peter Quill and Rocket Raccoon.
So the comic, January of 1969.
1969. In the 70s.
You're very close, Javon. Practically there. That was it.
Javon's an endless well of knowledge when it comes to the comic book game.
Indeed, indubitably.
And it was a completely different team than what we've seen. Well, we've seen characters of that team in the movies. It was a different team. So of this new team, this movie team, this is the team that's now the popular team. This is the team that everybody knows. This is the team that's in our faces now. They've had cartoons. They've had 3 movies, a Christmas special. They're out here. Let's start with, as far as comic book goes, Fish and Fee, do you guys have any is there comic book memories? Was you fans of Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie came out? What's your thoughts with the comic book?
I was a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy like back in the 90s. I was a big fan of it, and like, you know, when like Adam Warlock and Drax with his big cape and Moondragon and all them were on it, and Gamora was still wearing her green disco onesie and all that stuff. Like that era is when I fell in love with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And you know, and I already kind of liked the obscure characters that would show up from time to time in other books. Like Rocket Raccoon always stood out to me as incredibly odd character, and for some reason I liked him when I hated Howard the Duck.
Okay.
All right, I apologize, but still, like that era of Guardians of the Galaxy back then is when I liked them.
I'm going to pull up a picture here.
Was reading
if you can share my screen.
You got to share your screen first.
Oh, I wonder why I did that. I thought I already did that.
You did earlier, but it.
Okay.
I don't know.
It went away.
Stop sharing at some point.
Let's just take a look for a minute and see how the OG Drax looked.
See, I love that Drax.
I'm gonna say this too. I like it's not the look that I affiliate Drax with anymore, but I like this like pro wrestler look that he has.
Yeah, that's
right here.
Yeah. He looks
and
like
you can see where they've had like he had a bunch of different powers than he's got now. He had some different stuff going on. Like here's like a slimmed down version.
He looks like a
swole
scroll that was a retired wrestler.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop sharing that because my screen just did some weird stuff.
But like you know,
sorry.
Like I liked Groot, I liked Rocket Raccoon, I liked Drax, I liked a lot of these different obscure characters. And then all of a sudden they're advertising the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and they're all together on the Guardians. And I'm like, I never saw that version of Guardians. But then also I didn't keep up with comics over the last, decade or two before that because like I had kids and got busy. But
what's that?
But
somebody's printer's running in the background or something.
I don't know. I don't got nothing going on in here.
Maybe I'm hearing things.
You're not. That's
I
my
hear it.
refrigerator running.
Oh.
I have to go
Well,
catch
then
it.
you better go catch.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I got you before you.
Dang.
Oh, the
Got
dad
me.
jokes.
Darn it. With me, with the Guardians of the Galaxy comic book, I did not get it. I'm one of them people that I wasn't into it because, and this is, you guys know this, I've never been into the spacey type Marvel characters. The space,
You're on the street type of guy. We know.
yeah, I'm not a spacey guy. For me, Star Wars is my space. I'm in space in Star Wars. I don't dig superhero. They're not my favorite. Okay.
Mhm.
But then the movie, I did like Rocket, and when I liked Rocket was when he was in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, one of the newer ones. Yeah, they did. They did do that. I get it. They got to switch up some of the characters, but I did like Rocket in that game, and it made me go see. That made me go look and see who more of like who Rocket was. So, I did like Rocket. I did like Rocket before it came out. Now, the movie come out 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not expecting much because I'm like, yay, I don't really. The trailer looks fun. It looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go see it, but I don't like space characters. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord.
Mm.
I feel like is the closest representation of my personality sometimes on the big screen. I feel like that's my personality right there on the screen.
You dance in
Okay?
random spaces when no one can hear music too?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
But anyways, I love Guardians of the Galaxy 1. It completely blew my eyes. Like, bro, this shit is super dope. I think we can all agree, right? Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was really good.
I'm
Absolutely
distracting
loved
you,
it.
you big cahoot.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1, great movie. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if I liked it as much as the first one, but it was a great movie. Had some great parts in it.
I'm Groot.
And then they do Baby Groot. And that took over. For like everybody was like, it called Star Wars to be like, hey, let's
We need
cash
one of
in on
those.
that. We need one of those. That Baby Groot's doing things. We need that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They had a Christmas special. They were in the Avengers movies. Third movie comes out. And I will say this. This is my spoiler-free part for the movie. Great movie. Phenomenal movie. And I'm going to say right now here on Fivestar Fridays, looking at you guys, Guardians of the Galaxy is the best solo film trilogy of the MCU. To me, it beats out Captain America's trilogy. It beats out Thor's, and that's hard to say because Captain America is a close second. Winter Soldier is up there. Everybody knows it. It's hard to beat out Civil War just because they had everybody there. But for me, I'm gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy is the greatest trilogy. It beats out Iron Man. It beats out Thor. It beats out
Iron Man easily.
You know, so Fish, what do you guys think? I know you haven't seen the movie yet, Fee.
On that one statement, my only thing is, man, the Spider-Man movies are good.
They are good.
But did I enjoy them as much, and do I want to watch them as many times, and do I want to listen to the soundtrack as many times as Guardians of the Galaxy? No. So, yeah, maybe. God, Cap's good.
Cap's great.
I love
Cap is
the way
great.
they did Captain America.
I
And
agree.
I was seriously concerned that they weren't going to be able to do Captain America well, because like the whole scale mail and the A on the forehead, and like he's a goofy looking character in real life. Like, he's iconic because we've all grown up with him always being Captain America. But in all honesty, he's goofy looking. But like, they did such an awesome job. And the helmet and the whole 9 yards, man, it was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely loved the first Guardians. The second Guardians was solid and good and enjoyable, and did really interesting things with, like, Gamora and her sister and everything like that. I really enjoyed that part of it a lot. And the third one, I really loved it. I really did. It was
Yeah.
really well done. It took you to so many places
I mean, it
emotionally.
was a roller coaster.
I
For
heard
sure.
that where it was like it does take you on this ride, and it's just like it literally picks up exactly where it leaves off. So you got to know all the
Yeah.
stuff before, and it's just boom, boom, boom. It's like you're on this ride. So
Here's the thing too. I know here lately with Marvel, people have been concerned about the amount of comedy they've been putting in to their
Mhm.
projects. Like with
But
Thor.
Guardians, it fits. It works
You
well there.
it works and you expect it because they've set that tone
it started that way.
with the movies and you
Exactly.
get it and it makes sense. I mean, because
Yes.
if you look at the cast of characters, how could you not crack jokes at each other with that cast
You're
of
all
characters?
in different corners of the universe. You come
You got a
together.
dude,
It's just
you got a
like
human who's like stuck in the 80s, right? You got a trash wreck. You got a trash panda, raccoon. You got Drax, who's just weird as hell. I mean, you
who
know,
doesn't take metaphors. He literally
right?
takes everything literally.
So it's hard not to have that comedy the way that they've told that story, and it works really well with them characters.
Hmm.
So you can expect that, and I think the third one it delivers on that, but it also really has some like emotional attachment to
It
it too.
balances with serious undertones.
Yeah,
Mm.
it balances with serious undertones. It's still got that comedy. It still feels like it's not a forced comedy because of the cast and who they are. And it's got some great action scenes in it, like
and
really
and the
good action
comedy
scenes.
really works with the characters,
Yeah,
because you got two characters in there that very clearly will use jokes and stuff to not have to deal with emotional stuff.
yeah,
And then you have people like Mantis and Drax that just don't get the jokes, which makes them a very funny, like, butt of the joke.
Comic, yeah.
And and then you've got like Gamora that's got no time for this BS, which
yeah,
also makes her a very funny straight man for the jokes. And
yeah,
it works really well with that team.
yeah. And you have and playing on that, you just have all these they're just a wide variety of personalities. So when you get that, it's like any work environment. You're gonna have jokes. You're
Mhm.
gonna not always get along. You're gonna have, you know what I mean. And I think it's funny because it's like a team story, but you can feel everybody's individual journey in it, and they wrap it up and close it really nicely, but also leave it open to where it's like, oh, you can, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, as far as like wrapping a trilogy, they did a great job. It's there.
That's
I
cool.
would say.
I'll keep that in mind because I mean I think with the last project before this one, which was that Christmas special that came out, I think they did a
I
pretty
love the yeah. I
they
love
did,
that Christmas special.
they did really good with that, and I thought that was really
Yeah,
cool because it was just a nice touch in all the right ways. And
dude, the soundtracks, J-Man, yes.
yes,
I was just so excited for this to see what the soundtrack was going to be like for this third movie, and it did not disappoint.
Mhm.
and I think that was the expectation probably for that. Like obviously when I see it, because they know
Yeah.
when they started with this, like again for me, I remember what was it probably the first one. I still have the song stuck in my
I
head
agree.
because
Dude.
I love Sam Cooke,
Yeah.
and like when Gamora and Star Lord
Yeah.
start kind of getting more on a romantic path, I was like, I remembered that they played Sam Cooke. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like such a oldie that like it's just like they just pulled out of the records and put here, and I was like, their attention to detail,
Oh yeah,
the right songs, it's just
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal.
it's great. So we can't talk about and if you haven't seen the first two by now, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's good. I like that one. Or like he said, I can't wait till I see that guy, or
Right.
I'm just gonna like. And he's like, why would I put my finger on his neck?
Yeah.
It's like okay,
I think that this is one of them cases where MCU took something, they did some changes, and it was for the greater good. I know we've had multiple talks on this show where it's like they've dropped the ball or that we've liked this better. For me, I would say I like this better. Now that's me saying I have not went back. I've looked up stuff. I've seen some of the character designs. I've looked at some of the stories. Thank you. I've looked at some of the stories, but I haven't really I haven't dived into them enough to know like, oh, is it better or is it worse for me? But I will say, in my own opinion, I was not. We love y'all too. Uh, I was not interested in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then that made me interested in it. So
Okay.
okay, Javon,
Okay.
with the knowledge. I'm gonna ask y'all this, and I want to ask you guys in the comments too.
All right. What is it? Let's go. What is it? What is it?
Who's your favorite Guardian? And yes, I'm making you. You can only pick one.
I mean, I got that.
You can only pick one. Who's your favorite Guardian?
Gamora.
Gamora.
Yeah.
Why you like Gamora?
She's a badass. I mean,
Yeah.
she's about it. She goes there. She's like trying to kill her dad because, like, obviously he's like after the universe. But she, ever since she was young, she just had to just show up and just that toe to toe. Obviously, her and Nebula. They, unfortunately for Nebula, but Gamora just being, the one who just showed up,
Yeah.
got it done, finished it. Just all around, just badass.
I can respect that.
I'm
Comics
torn between.
Drax and the movie's Rocket. It's nice. It's nice.
I'm torn between Nebula and Rocket, and both honestly because they're both damaged, and you get to see them. You get to see them grow and change over the series, and and but I love Rocket's sense of humor, and they're like, I need that dude's leg. Like,
oh my god!
just
I'm gonna get that on. Like,
just
to
stir crap up. I just love it.
I like that. I'll say that Nebula gets an honorable mention in my book just because she was playing paper football.
Yeah.
I love that.
I would say Tony Stark passionate about it. Tony Stark helped her with her growth.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, he played a big part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For sure. I agree with that. I definitely do, Javon. Because I mean, I don't know. I just.
Javon, man, I'm really excited for you to see that third movie, man. For you can just feel how they kind of like hit on it's so well done how they hit on everybody's individual, but still keep it a team. Like there's just so many parts of it that it's like, I mean, even with like Drax and Star, like they all just have like key moments of their character, like story in there. I like it. It's dope. Star-Lord's my favorite character.
I heard about.
I would even put him. For me, he's like top 3 MCU characters for myself anyway.
Okay.
So I put Star-Lord. I know everybody, they blame him in Avengers for getting all worked up and smacking Thanos with his gun when they could have had him there. But hey, sometimes emotional stuff happens.
I saw a meme and oh my gosh, do I have a picture of it? It was like how close it was in that screen shot of it and how like the glove was like right there.
Yeah, it was like, close. That was one of the moments you're like, oh, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, but like also, if they didn't write it that way, then the whole thing would have been over real quick.
Absolutely.
So,
right, yeah, like, you gotta.
As a writer, I get it. It sucks to be that dude that has to take the blame for it.
You gotta take the one.
But
that's wild. When someone who like watched it again so intently to pause it exactly to show you how close it was.
Yeah,
that's close. Like wow, it was that close.
Yeah. So there's been some other people from Earth, some other characters from other teams that's been part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
In the comics and in the movie. Have you read? Has either of you read any of the recent comics or comics that's been made within the last, since the movies have come out? Has anybody seen or read any of those?
I have not.
Well, okay. They've had a lot of cross. Now it's like everybody is almost on the has been on the Guardians, right?
I saw some of the covers. I was like, okay, it's definitely updated
So
tremendously.
Venom's been a Guardian. Uh,
Of course he has.
why wouldn't Venom have been a
I'm sure
Guardian? Right?
Deadpool's been in there. Like
Uh,
all
Of
the
course.
popular
the
guys
thing,
shoved over
has
there.
been a Guardian.
Okay.
You can kind of see thing like
The thing kind of fits because they do space and all
Yeah.
kinds of different
You can
things.
see the thing. You can see the
I
thing.
could see that. Yeah, that's true.
One that I liked, Kitty Pryde was a Guardian for a
Really?
little bit, and I think that's interesting.
Okay.
I think that's and I think she even led the team. If I'm not mistaken, Javon, you might know. I'm pretty sure she even led the team for a little bit. She led the Guardians. How did you guys feel about Thor being on that team?
I liked it. I mean, and to me, like it made sense, because like he's also cosmic. I mean, you want to think of him as a god from this other place, but like it's just another place in the cosmos that he was coming from. Like,
Javon, I asked if I know Kitty Pryde at one point was part of the Guardians. Did she lead the team at that point? Did she lead I know she was a part of the team, but did she lead the team at that point? I want to say at one point she led the team, but I'm not sure. So
As
I'm
he
checking in with you.
as he answers that, I'm trying to think of like I mean I had nothing against it because again, like you said to Uncle Fishy's point, he is cosmic, and of course considering all the factors that's happened in his series,
That's what I thought. I
um
thought she did take this. I thought she did take the Star Lord name for a little bit, but I wasn't
okay,
100% sure. I
okay,
knew she took the lead, the leading role though.
okay, yeah,
I'm just looking down the list of people involved in this, and yeah, it's ridiculous who
Yeah,
all's been on here. Even my boy Doctor Doom has been on there. Like, oh, that's nuts.
yeah. Sometimes they get a little carried away,
Hmm.
and you can almost guarantee
I
that
think
anything
that
that
furthers the
becomes,
joke of the ridiculousness of the list of just the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think
yeah, yeah, and I think even too when anything becomes popular, like Guardians became
Oh,
popular, then they're like,
yeah.
okay, it's popular. Let's throw all of our like money cows in there.
And
Venom,
let's,
go ahead and go. Wolverine, go ahead and go.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like Deadpool, go ahead and go. Like
it's
let's
like what
make
the heck
all
are you
these.
even doing in space or
Ant
Yeah.
Man, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Agent,
like Ant-Man?
Venom,
That's
I did kind of like the that run for Cosmic Ghost Rider
Hercules,
wasn't bad.
Hulkling, Wiccan.
Yeah, there's been
I
a
could
lot.
see that. I could see that though for Ant-Man though, because again the quantum like that whole little
I mean,
segment.
I guess technically all heroes are somewhat guardians of the galaxy because they do live in
A certain
the
part of the galaxy.
galaxy and they are guarding
Are
things
they not part of the galaxy? I mean, I
within
guess you're
the
right.
galaxy. But yeah, they've had a lot of people that have been in and out of the team. As far as the team goes, I like that roster, man. I like just I like the the one from the original movie. That's a good team. I'm cool with adding Nebula in there, Mantis in there. But if I
Mm.
didn't have to, if I couldn't have those characters, I'm cool with just that original lineup. I like that team. I think it's a well-rounded team. I know they kind of did like Drax did get kind of nerfed a little
He
bit.
got
He's a little bit more.
excuse me, dumbed down a lot.
He got dumbed down a lot, and he got like a little. He was a little. Like they took away like a lot of his powers because he had like crazy powers for a while. Like he was shooting energy blasts and everything else and doing crazy stuff.
Hmm.
But I kind of like what they did. Like I feel like there's just so many characters that do all that. Like it's okay. Like you got to find that balance, I guess. And they don't really fit well with the team that they're building. Like they're building like this like guns for hire type team. I feel like you don't want like OP people on that
Hmm.
team. Kind of takes away
Yeah.
from it all.
Well, there's not a whole lot of challenge if you can just fly and bust through walls and shoot laser beams out of your eyes, and like if you can do it all, then there's no real challenge in trying to commit a heist or any
Well,
of the
yeah,
other stuff.
exactly. It's like in that movie in that last Thor movie, like they're battling and doing their stuff, and then when it gets too much, you're like, oh, just call Thor, and he's like peacefully meditating, and then he's like, okay, and he comes and just wrecks all of it. Like, what would be a point of, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
There wouldn't be any point. Wouldn't be a point of even heist if you got somebody like Thor on a team full time. They're like, hey, we need those batteries. Thor's like rips in, could kill everybody in there if he needed to, take the batteries, and then it's over. So it's like, what's the
Yeah,
point
there's
of
no
having?
challenge. There's no fun in that.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's no point in having that. So I think having like that team that's balanced the way that they are makes the most sense.
Mm.
Another takeaway from the movies, who I guarantee you, if not for the actor that played him, and not from the writing from James Gunn, and not from the way that they portrayed the character, Yondu.
Oh man,
Michael Rooker.
Yondu for sure never ever ever, and I
took
will
that
quote
character to a
this,
whole different level.
would never have been at the level or been as cool and as important as he is
I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
Darn
if
you!
it
I was
wasn't,
gonna say it.
if the
They're
way that they did him in the
Oh, I
MCU
love him.
did not happen, people would not, he would be nowhere on anybody's radar right now, completely forgotten about. Let's be honest. If we're
And he's
being honest,
such a silly looking character in the
I was
comics.
about
Like,
to
I mean, he
say,
looks cool for what it is,
yeah,
for space aliens and stuff when they were
he has
designed,
a
they
he
look
has a
awesome.
funky design in the comic books.
But they made him so badass looking in the movie.
Yeah,
And picking him to be the actor
for
and
sure.
all gnarled and country and stuff like he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And oh man, it was the perfect pick
I love
for
that. I
that.
love that phrase because it's just like, is he cool?
yeah,
I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
yeah, man. And then it's like also I
Because
like how
he had no idea.
it's like when you see the comic book version, like Fish said, he's out there, but he's like he has a bow and arrow, and it's kind of like, yeah, that's cool for a space guy. He's got a bow and arrow, like you know what I mean.
Where is that gonna go in space? Like, how far is that
That's
gonna
not
go?
as cool, but the way that they made it to like where the fin makes sense, and it's how he, with the whistling and that arrow, like they took that and turned it into something completely different. When I first seen him use that arrow, guys, I was like, oh shit, this is badass.
He just started. I
This,
was like, woo! I said,
yeah,
okay.
Hmm.
it was
Which, I
super dope.
mean, he could always move it, control it with whistling, but like that's a hard thing to portray in comics,
Yeah,
Like
That's
it
true.
just doesn't come off the same way
right.
as listening to him and
Yeah,
watching it zip around and stuff. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, it was
I
way cool.
agree. That
and
is so
then
cool.
his relationship with Peter Quill and
Mhm.
how that all just how they put that into the movie and
He was like, he may have
um,
been your dad, but he was not your daddy. And I was like,
yeah, yeah, and that and then even the part he has with Rocket when he's like telling him like, you do this and you do that because of this, and Rocket's telling him to shut up, and he's like, I know you do this because you're me, we're the same, and like that part was a powerful. So like,
he was just breaking them down to just basically say, like,
yeah,
quit putting up your front, man.
Hmm.
Calling you out.
it was a wonderful
There she
moment.
is.
Yeah, it was a wonderful
Howdy,
moment. The way
Katie.
that they had these two like rough, kind of like tough characters, like, and then all of a sudden they just real broke them down really quick and like exposed them for all of us to see, and we're all over there
Well, they're
like,
going through like jumps and everything.
you're all like, we're over there like, man, like
Wow.
what? Well, that's great writing for one, and like I said, for Katie just popping in, Yondu would not be on this level if not for those movies and that actor choice and the way they wrote him and just everything tied together to make that character so dope.
Mr. Rooker is just absolutely amazing. And just even when you get to just talk to it's just absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad for
Yeah.
just all the character development and everything he's delivered because it's out of this world, if I would say,
Hmm.
to be frank.
And then they give us a random Sylvester Stallone in number 2, right? I was like, I'm like, okay, And then I have seen that
A check's
his
a check.
character. Yeah, I've seen his character more in like comic books than I've seen Yondu. Like I didn't know who Yondu was until I seen the movie, and I went back and looked at like the comic book version of Yondu. And I was like, oh, that's probably why that guy. I would have probably seen him on a cover and be like, oh, I'm never gonna read that.
Like Kiki Palmer, like, sorry to this man. I don't know who this man is.
Right, but I've seen his character before.
Starhawk, yeah, with the big things off of like that. That's weird. It's weird. It's cool alien stuff, but yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. So and then that's another powerful moment too. Like he tells him, "You'll never see whatever they say. The lights of whatever will never
The
shine."
colors,
and then
yeah,
and then they does another heartfelt moment. It's like Yondu had some tear jerkers, right? Like to be like not the main character or even part of like the team. It was like
that just ripped my heart out, man. That was beautiful.
It was
some real tear jerking moments on that movie.
I'll at least say this because that moment, because it's just like a lot of tear jerkers, and I am one. I'm not afraid to shed a tear in the movie theater. I don't care about making my popcorn a little bit more salty, but my mom, she would say this a lot. Anytime a movie would end, and it was a tearjerker. So sorry, it was a tearjerker. She'd look at me. She'd say, "Did you cry?" And I'd be like, "Nope, I did not. Nope." Yeah, I couldn't hold it that time because I was like that was rough. So I laugh about that because that's a funny memory that I have. That it was just like she'd always check me and be like, "Did you cry?"
I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. I cry all the time." Nah, we wouldn't do that to you.
Nah, we're talking about that was.
We're talking about the first two. Yeah,
that was
first two. Yeah,
and all the ones that go up to it.
Though I'll admit, I cried in the third. I'll tell you that much. I cried couple of times, but that's all I'm telling you.
We're not giving any spoilers for number 3. We're talking about if you haven't seen the first two by now, we're definitely giving spoilers for that, and we're not apologizing.
We're talking about
that.
Two.
They've been out for a while, so with the first two, we are giving spoilers to, but we're not giving any spoilers for the third, other than the fact that me and Fish, who've seen it, thought it was a great movie. We highly recommend it, and I will say this till the end, until they come out with something better. It is the best MCU trilogy. I will fight that. I will fight.
And you fight it, man.
I'm going to
clap back.
I will clap back for that. So we don't know what the future holds, and it's hard to get into it. But I'd like to see. I'm definitely hoping that it's not the end of the some of the characters, the Guardian. Like I don't want this to be the end of those characters. The end of us seeing those characters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure they won't. If it seemed to has had some success, so I doubt we will. But let's take a second to just talk about Chris Pratt. The dude's killing it right now, right? He's got Mario out. This you've had 2 back-to-back bangers. Mario was great. If you guys haven't seen Mario, I highly recommend it also. It was a really good movie.
Oh, yeah. A song about a certain fruit is absolutely divine. I'll just say that to those who haven't seen it.
Yes, it has a very catchy. Is that a no? You still hate him? Okay.
Shoot.
I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into the Chris Pratt hate.
Okay.
I just don't want to go there.
If we want to talk about Chris Pratt, it's so funny because like the most recent thing when I saw about like the trilogy that goes to even Jurassic Park, seeing the older ones, it made me appreciate him a little bit more, just because like Goldblum and that comedic timing and one-liners and things he would do back at that time in comparison to the transition. I was like, okay, I understand.
Mario, Luigi, and Donkey Kong 2. Hey, I want to. That's a banger, but that's a different episode. We'll do a Mario Bowser episode.
Oh my gosh,
I am get in on that because
even if we just talk about Jack Black,
I heard Jack Black. He got in the studio in one take. Drake that they said, hey, we need And he's like, I got you.
He
And
probably
he put
did
the
that in
headphones
his
on
sleep.
and he did that whole thing in one take. And to
He
me,
did that in his
that
sleep.
is like amazing.
He
But
did that in
anyway,
his sleep.
yeah, that was nothing to that guy.
Absolutely nothing.
So for those who are just joining in, one of the questions we asked was,
You're late. I'm just kidding.
Ow!
Who was your favorite Guardian? Out of the Guardians of the Galaxy, who's your favorite? It can be somebody who's not in the movies. Just overall, who's your favorite Guardian? Do you feel like MC? I mean, obviously, this is even. I mean, there's no question really. The MCU skyrocketed the Guardians. Nobody would even. No, we wouldn't even be having this episode today if it wasn't for the MCU and what they did for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, that's the thing about taking an obscure property like that. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it.
You have a lot more
they
creative,
did with Eternals, and just go wherever you want with it. This was a massive hit because they just made it fun and nostalgic, and brought in all the weirdest characters and made it awesome. Oh, I love Groot.
We are Groot.
I love Groot too, but none of y'all said he was.
You said I had to pick one.
I know, but she picked her one. It was Groot. I'm saying that's her first one.
If we wanted to talk about honorable mentions and ones that could have been, up there, I would have said.
Then we can list the whole team because
I'll say this. I'll say this as a whole team, and like some teams you like. I like the team, and I like members of the team, but I don't like all the members of the team. There's like members of the team that you don't like. Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like the Guardians is that one team that I like. I like every member of the team. Mm-hmm. There's not like, you know what I mean. Some members you're like, I don't care if that person died. I don't care. I would care. You know what I mean. I like the whole team. I like the team. Mm-hmm. And I want them to like. They all add something to it. So we got a Nebula and a Groot in there. I don't think nobody. Did you say Nebula? Fish?
Nebula. It was a real close race for me between Nebula and Rocket. Mm-hmm. And Rocket only wins because of his sense of humor. Mm-hmm. Like that's the only reason, because I love Nebula across the board in the movie. And it's just, she is one of my favorite actors. And I've loved her since Amelia Pond on Doctor Who. And to see her get this kind of attention and this kind of fame and get to play just a total badass that's not just playing off of her looks, because she is objectively one of the prettiest actresses in the world. Like, to just be a badass and them not be trying to sexify her the whole time and have Nebula's tits popping out the top of her shirt. I freaking love it. She's just a badass. And that brings me great joy.
Football. I love that. She's great.
Yeah, man. So, Fish.
Tony.
We're talking about space adventures, and Guardians are fun, and it's getting close to the end of the show, and
they're wild, they're crazy, they're out there.
Space adventures, Fish. And speaking of space adventures, you are about to be running a Kickstarter, correct? That deals
Indeed,
with
I am.
Space adventures.
Indeed, I am.
A space adventure book.
The Mighty Caw, the Cro-Magnon, launches Tuesday, May 16th, which is like next Tuesday. It's going to launch on School of Fish.
Kickstarter going up on a Tuesday.
Yep, and it's going to end on June 2nd on Fivestar Fridays.
On a Friday.
All right.
And the books are, I've already got the proofs printed. Little sneaky peeky there.
Beautiful.
The shebang, like, look how that spaceship came out. For those that watch School of Fish, y'all got to watch me ink that and talk about how I was laying that out and everything. It came out beautiful. The books look great. I'm so excited. I get a new message just about every day from some lovely new stranger saying, man, I saw this call thing, man. That looks awesome. Tell me about it. And I freaking love it. Man, the thing is, like, I want to tell you absolutely everything, but I can't, because then, like, there's no point to buy the book because I give everything away.
That's this guy, pencil in the West.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he's called the Cro-Magnon. He comes from a world that has evolved from different species of birds and such. And there is like one race that is the most technologically advanced. That's the Angelic Council that rules the world. Everybody else is under them, and the Cro-Magnons are the bottom of the list, and they are the big, dumb, strong race, and they're kept as slaves, and they're like their wings are bound so they can't fly, and if you're too stupid or feral to make a good slave, then you get fed to the arenas to fight and die for the entertainment and the masses. And that's where Ka got chunked when he was just a fledgling, and he has fought every day of his life in the arena to survive since, and it has turned him into the deadliest being in the galaxy. And that's what I can tell without spoiling anything from the first issue, because like that's all in the first 2 pages.
Yeah, we don't want no spoilers, Fish. We don't want you to pull a Danny J. Quick out here.
But it is just action-packed fun. Every issue is slaying monsters and beating the bad guys and saving the bucks and princesses, and it's just fun. And I had so much fun with it. Everybody that's read it has loved it. I can't wait for this Kickstarter to be over, because I want to get it out to everybody. Because other than a tweak to the colors that I'm going to make, it is ready to go. And so yeah, I'm just waiting for the list of names from Kickstarter so that I can
wait for the next Friday so we can get that link up and going.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be ready to go Tuesday morning. Check it out. And if you want to go right now, you can go to gomrfish.com and sign up on the pre-launch page so that you don't miss it, because it is a short Kickstarter. It's only May 16th to June 2nd.
I can toss up the page real quick, just make them see it. You want me to do that for you, Mr.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
You said MrFishComics.com, is that right?
It's gomrfish.com. It's a separate short
Go
link.
Fish.
Go MRFISH.
Go.
And because
So
Go Fish is taken.
You heard that, man. So make sure you get on there and back that Kickstarter. Also, if you've noticed on some of our Facebook pages, that 5-star merch has been going out. People are getting their shoes. People are getting their shirts. All them books have been ordered. So we'll be seeing 5-star books go out. We'll be seeing Green Zone 2 and 3 books going out.
My wife just got her Virgil jacket in the mail. It's looking sharp.
Sorry.
So you guys will be seeing that stuff come out.
Here it is.
Yep, there's the page. You can go sign up right now so that you don't miss it.
Don't want to miss out.
Notify about this beautiful launch.
Super excited about it, man. It is going to be so much fun.
As you should.
Yeah, for sure. Hard work's paying off. I'm proud of it. I'm happy for you. Proud of you. Nice Kickstarter. Kickstarters can be stressful, but I know you got this one in the bag. No problem.
That's another reason to keep it short.
Fee, you just had an episode of your show yesterday. Was that yesterday or the day before?
2 days.
Yeah.
Woo! You almost had me. I was like, I don't know what day it is.
Nah, hold on.
Wait a minute.
It wasn't 2 days ago, was it?
Yeah, it's Wednesdays.
It was 2.
Really? Man, I'm tripping.
Woo! I was like, don't do that to me. I was like, don't tell me I got another day at work. What day is it?
So yeah, Fee's doing her show, killing it.
And this dude got 3.
Mm-hmm.
We just said, and on my show, I talked about the newest show that's here to add it to the network.
Yeah.
And thus I say the name, What the Fig?
What the Fig? Listen, guys, tomorrow morning after the Four Tales podcast, which is another great show.
Absolutely.
You know what? Between the two shows, it's almost like waking up and watching
your Saturday morning cartoons.
I was like, get your bowl of Captain Crunch. He turned 60.
Bowl of cereal. Tune in to Kyron and Danny J. Quick as they do their show. And then stick around and catch me and Mike Watson as we do our show. Now, if anybody really knows me and Mike, they are friends, or not even our friends, and they just see what we post. We are both huge action figure collectors. We love action figures. It's actually, I would put that, it's probably my top 2 passions. I love collecting. I like getting the news. I got a whole group of people that we send, oh, can't wait to get that, or oh, that's a dud, or why did they do that? So Mike's in that group. we've been talking about, let's do an action figure show. Let's not only share the news, let's talk about what we hate, what we like, what we're excited about, what we want to open. We'll be opening stuff on the show, which is going to be hard for us because we both like to open our toys when we get them. But instead, now we're going to have to wait and look at the box like kids and be like, I really want to open that, but we got to wait.
It's like the holiday all over again. You guys got to stare at it like, wait till this day. Ugh.
WTF, what the fig? Tomorrow morning, please join us, man, because we would love to have you guys join us. It's going to be fun. We're both very passionate about our action figures.
I'll jump in the chat and I'll tell you what cereal I'm eating while I'm watching.
Yes. Please eat your cereal while you're watching.
Oh, for sure.
That's the best.
For sure.
We want to again wish all the mothers happy Mother's Day. Thank y'all for being real superheroes day in and day out. We want to wish our buddy Ryan, hoping he gets better. We missed him here tonight on the show. Other than that, I think we're good. On a Guardians of the Galaxy note, go see the third movie. Let me know what you guys think. Because I want to know. So if you're just watching this, when you go and you see that movie, let us know. You can even inbox me if you want. You know what I mean? Let us know how you feel about that third movie. Other than that, look, continue to be a 5-star version of yourself. Look, you can even join the club, the 5-star club. The 5-star club. You can get that shirt right now in the merch store. That's in there at fsknow.com. You can go check that out. But anyways, be a 5-star version of yourself. Be consistent. Keep killing it. Enjoy your weekend. Hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them.
Call your mama.
Call your mom. You better call your mom if you can. Can't. Sorry. And that's it.
I am Groot.
She's
I am Groot.
He's Groot.
I am Groot.
We are Groot.
We are Groot. Peace out.